Did you know that you're under constant attack? It's called information warfare. We're going to talk about it today and how you can win the war. Let's go. All right, I haven't done one of these in a while, so I figured I'd get back to it. Stepped outside this morning and I don't understand how it's 57 degrees in the month of May. But yeah, so much for global warming. Anyway, thanks for everybody who watches these videos. Your support's appreciated. Right now I don't do any of that Patreon crap or any other stupid things like that. I wanted to explain a few things before we get started. One, you may have noticed in some of my news videos that the video quality is kind of low and you'll see like me freeze, but you can still hear the audio. Well, that's because I'm operating off a cellular system that is because I live in the middle of nowhere. And so that's going to happen on the live feeds. But the videos like this, they get recorded, they get edited. You know, I spend like half a day making these videos just so they're all perfect. But anyway, notifications. Do not trust the YouTube notifications. YouTube will only notify you of videos that they want you to watch. I have friends and I have other channels and that are subscribed and they never get notified. I guess I'm talking about the things that they don't want to hear people talk about. I also want to talk about my experience with the stock exchange. Zero. I have no stocks. It's a fad. It's something I follow. I watch the numbers. I analyze. I listen to people. And if really smart people tell me that those numbers mean a bad thing, then I transition and tell that those numbers equal bad things. So never take what I'm saying as the gospel truth when it comes to stocks, bonds, gold, whatever it is. Although I love the price of gold going up. I love the price of silver going up. Got a little of that myself. As the channel is going to grow, it's already grown. We're already halfway to our first goal. I'd like to get us up to 100 subscribers so we can actually get that free custom domain name, which means nothing to you, but it makes it easier for people to find the channel. I'll improve things. You know, for instance, I've just finally figured out how to put timestamps so that you know, you can like go down to the bottom here, scroll down a little bit, and you'll see that there's like little numbers with titles like intro or whatever the subject is. You can click those links and jump right to whatever it is you want to hear about instead of just hearing me ramble on. I'd also love to hear your comments on the videos. I really love the conversation. I have a standard policy that nobody gets blocked, banned, or muted, you know, unless they're just total pricks. So let's get into it. The last 3 days have been what I call an escalated panic. And I'm referring to the gas crisis. Yeah, whatever, Russia, hacker, pipeline. The end result is that people started figuring it out on day 2 instead of day 1. Like, go get your gas on day 1 if you don't have it. If you do, good on you. Just top your tank off and sit back in your corner and polish your guns. But, you know, if you didn't have the gas, then the day before would have been the best day to do it. But instead, no, day 3, everybody went wacko and, gas prices going up to $4 a gallon in some places. Most places just emptying out. I even saw on one of the military bases where they're announcing that the only thing they had was premium, which was dynamite because who buys that? But yeah, it's just an escalated panic that really there's no reason to panic about. It made me think about information warfare and how information is kept from people to deny them the opportunity to react to it, and then it becomes a crisis after a certain period of time. You know, the old saying is bad news never gets good with time. So are we being fed that information? And how are we reacting to it? You know, is this, you know, it used to be we reacted instinctively and logically. But now is this like the Z generation programming where we just react to the crisis that they've held, that they've purposely turned into a crisis by not informing us lips aren't working, by not informing us of the pertinent information in a reasonable period of time? I'm not sure. And then this leads me to, you know, how much time is too much internet time? You know, we limit our kids You know, hey, only 2 hours on the old Facebook, or I mean that's a long time, but we only let them play so long on the internet if we're good parents. If not, shame on you. But why aren't we doing that same thing? Because people are ingesting information that is being fed to them. They believe it's just out there for them to find, and they can explore the vast channels of the internet. But the reality is that the internet is not under our control, and we will read or watch what they want us to watch. So taking everything with a grain of salt is important. Now, I have a lot of experience on how to control these particular things, so there's some key things that you can do to make sure that you're getting the information that you want in a timely manner, and not being caught up in the crisis Z generation programming mentality. First thing is plan the amount of time that you're going to use to get informed. You know, I personally set aside 1 hour every day to watch YouTube videos, watch some Fox News, read some different articles here and there, go into some of the deeper, darker places on the internet just to see what they're saying, talk to personal friends in local chats, you know, things like that. Perspective is important, and if you can widen it, then you're not going to have this funnelized information that they only want you to see and when you want to see it. The second thing is, don't get distracted by shiny things. We have a tendency to go, ooh, what's that about? Ooh, what's that about? And basically clickbait articles, things like that. You can quickly tell if a bot is being used if you click on it, and next thing you know, it's like 2 little paragraphs that say absolutely nothing. Dumbest dog in the world. Third thing is, check your sources. We all have a certain place that we like to go to get our information. But if you feel like you're only getting half the story, well, hey, listen, just type another Google, do a little Google search and change the wording a little bit to find out somebody else's article, and maybe you'll see a different perspective. It may not be what you like or want to hear, but at least you'll get another perspective. And lastly, absorb the data and then move along. Don't ponder on it. Don't pontificate. It's going to end up being, you know, at some point part of a conversation with somebody that you know or love at the end of the day anyway. Hey, have you heard what Biden did? Hey, have you heard what's going on in the Senate? You know, hey, have you heard the price of gas is $27 a quart? You know, it's going to happen anyway. But absorb the data, okay, and then move along. That way you can carry out your day. A good friend of mine within the group that I peruse within, you know, made a very poignant statement. Says, don't let this take up your whole day. Think you should be, your time is better used actually doing your preps, actually watching a video on gardening, actually learning how to make dandelion tea, actually how to turn old oil into something else, you know. How to zero your rifle if you have a new one, or it's some kind of special handy dandy bullet launcher. I don't know. But your time is better used doing those types of things. And if you watch this long, I want to say thank you. I want to ask you for your like, your subscribe, and your comment. And until then, stay safe. Worst dog ever.